You know what? My wife is more nigger than you are.
A black man in Dallas was subjected to racist remarks and physically struck by a white woman. He fought back in self-defense.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Actually, guys, these white people mess with the wrong black people and they're regretting so bad. Like, it didn't go the way they expected, and now they are so furious and they're regretting at the same time that black people are not scared of them like they used to, and now they can't take it anymore. Guys, let's dive in. The credit belongs to the original owner of the videos. I'll be back with more commentary.
Okay, so I'm gonna record this. So I'm sitting out here with the pool with my children. I'm the only black man out here. So the nice white people come out here and tell me if I don't show them my ID, I have to leave. But no one else has to show their ID. So now she's gonna call the police on me. And the police are gonna come in front of my children. And they smiling. Look at her smiling. They're smiling. She's smiling. But our residents here. You being recorded. I'll be here. When the police come, I'll be here. So now they calling the police on me. Karen and her friend, she's smiling because they're gonna call the police on me because I don't have an ID on me. Who takes an ID to the swimming pool? And not just that, nobody else has been asked to show their identification. All right, let's see how this worked out. This is crazy. Now my children are here. This is in front of my children. Welcome to Chicago. Look at the white man, he's swimming. The guy, does the kid over there, does he need his ID? They are calling the police on me. This is crazy. This is so crazy. Where you going, Al? What? I'm not getting my ID. I don't have to show them no ID to be at the pool. Karen up and the other lady just smiling. This is crazy. I don't want y'all to be traumatized by this though. No, don't cry. You don't have to cry. So have a seat, Kingston. They're not gonna put me in jail. No, we can, just because we're black, we can sit it just like everybody else. Wow.
Oh, I love videos like this. I do, because we get to see all the nonsense, all the BS, because so many times we'll call out nonsense like this racism, and people will be, oh, this doesn't happen. That's not true. We're so past that. United States is a better place. Okay, BS. Bullshit. Do you see this? Why didn't they ask anybody else? And that, moving past that poor family, those poor boys ended up crying. I feel horrible about that. However, we also need to start recording the front entrances of places so we know what places these are at, so we can get the address, so we can know what businesses not to support anymore, which businesses to boycott, which businesses to call, which businesses to start leaving horrible reviews at. Also, so that we know where these people work at. Not from a doxing standpoint, of course, that'd be horrible, but from a, if anyone, you know, wanted to just know where they worked at, who these Karens are, you know, so they can't get other jobs. Just joking, but we should know. We should.
This man removed from my husband's room right now. He is not qualified to touch my husband. Get me a real doctor.
Ma'am, I am the attending physician. I went to Harvard Medical School. I've been practicing emergency medicine for 9
At exactly 6:17 in the evening on a Wednesday in March, inside the emergency department of Maplewood General Hospital in Fulton County, Georgia, a medical emergency that should have been a straightforward case of acute chest pain turned into one of the most jaw-dropping moments ever captured on hospital security footage. The clip, which was later shared across every major social media platform, racked up over 47 million views in less than 5 days. News outlets from Atlanta to London picked it up. Medical associations released statements about it. Law schools began using it in their ethics courses. But this was not your typical viral hospital video. This was not a clip of someone throwing food at a counter worker. This was not a petty argument over a parking spot. This was something entirely different. This was a story about racism, arrogance, and a kind of pride so blind that it walked straight into its own destruction. This was a story about a woman so convinced of her own superiority that she weaponized the police against a man who was, at that very moment, keeping her husband alive. And this was a story about a son who had to make the hardest decision of his life while standing under fluorescent hospital lights in front of God and 40 witnesses. What happened inside Maplewood General that evening would shake the Fulton County community to its core, reignite a national conversation about racism in medical settings, and prove something that a lot of people need to hear. A white coat is not just clothing. It represents years of sacrifice, sleepless nights, and a level of dedication that entitlement can never buy, no matter how loud it screams. Before we go any further, do me a favor. Drop a comment right now and tell me where you are watching from. I read every single one. And if you are not subscribed yet, hit that button right now, because this story is only getting started, and you are absolutely not going to want to miss what happens in that parking lot. Dr. Marcus Webb was not your average 36-year-old. While most people his age were still figuring out their careers, Marcus had already built one that most physicians spend an entire lifetime chasing. He grew up in Decatur, Georgia, raised by a single mother who worked 2 jobs to keep the lights on and still somehow made it to every single one of his school events. She used to tell him, "Marcus, you are going to do something that makes people better." He took that literally. He graduated valedictorian from his high school class, earned a full academic scholarship to Morehouse College, and then went on to Harvard Medical School, where he graduated in the top 5% of his class. He completed his residency at Grady Memorial Hospital, one of the busiest and most demanding trauma centers in the entire Southeast. He had seen gunshot wounds, cardiac arrests, strokes, and everything in between. He then joined Maplewood General as an attending emergency physician, where his colleagues described him as the doctor you want when everything is going wrong at the same time. His patients loved him. His nurses trusted him. His department head had publicly said on more than one occasion that Dr. Webb had the sharpest clinical instincts of anyone on staff. He was also known for something else, his composure. In 9 years of emergency medicine, nobody had ever seen Marcus Webb lose his cool. Not once. Not during a mass casualty event. Not during budget disputes. Not during the pandemic when the ER was overflowing and the morgue was full. Never. He was exactly the kind of doctor you would want in that room on the worst night of your life. Patricia Whitmore just did not know it yet. On that Wednesday evening in March, Dr. Marcus Webb was 40 minutes into what was already shaping up to be a heavy shift. The ER had been operating at near capacity since 4 in the afternoon.
Yeah, guys, actually imagine on failing on minding your own business and you rather mind other people's business. And you're wondering, why are you here? What are you doing here? And you feel like you are entitled to be where you are, but you have to tell other people to leave the place because that's a public place. Anyone can be there, anyone can still be there, do whatever they want. So I don't even understand this kind of people, guys. This is so funny. Unless they have a mental problem, because that's when you can react like that. If you don't have mental problem and you do these things, I don't understand you. Because like imagine you are somewhere on swimming pool swimming, or you are in this park enjoying your life, and someone is like, "Why are you here? You are not supposed to be here. Where are you from? You are not allowed inside." I'm like, am I inside in your house? This is weird. This is weird. I really feel like these people, they should check them because they are not okay. Actually, they are not okay. And if you are scared of someone, why are you going near them? You should run away from them, right? So anyway, guys, let's keep watching.
There's a clip going around of a young black girl who got into it with a white woman at a park. And before anybody jumps, the part that stood out to me is how the young girl handled herself at first. She was calm. She explained what happened. She was even calling the woman ma'am, respectful, clear, not out of pocket. From what it looks like, the issue started because the woman's younger child was unsupervised and bothering them. And when the teenager pointed that out, basically saying if you were watching him, this wouldn't be happening, that's when things escalated. And here's what really got me. When adults feel embarrassed or called out, especially by a kid, sometimes they react instead of reflect. The energy shifted quick. The woman stepped into that girl's space, got loud, and it turned into a whole scene. Now, I'm not promoting disrespect, But I will say this, I'm showing that video to my daughter. Not because of the cussing, but because of the confidence. Because sometimes our girls are taught to shrink themselves, to stay quiet, to avoid confrontation at all costs. And there's a difference between being respectful and being timid. Also, shout out to the friend who kept recording. Documentation matters. At the end of the day, this whole situation raises a bigger question. How should young people stand up for themselves when adults cross a line? And how should adults respond when they're corrected by a child?
All right, y'all, look at this. I'm just trying to take my 15-minute rest while working on this contract, and here she comes.
I'm talking to you.
Yes, can I help you with
I
something?
want to know who gave you a warrant to come work here. I know the homeowners, and they didn't tell me anyone was coming
I
today.
don't need a warrant. I'm the contractor hired to fix the patio. I'm just taking a break.
Well, you don't look like a contractor. Usually they have a permit displayed. Why are you just sitting there in a chair? It looks suspicious.
You hear this? She's asking for a warrant like I'm a criminal. Ma'am, please let me work in peace.
If you don't show me your ID right now, I'm calling the police to check your background.
A black man was simply sitting in a blue folding chair, taking a well-deserved 15-minute break from fixing a patio in a nice Memphis neighborhood, when a white woman in bright red pants stormed across the lawn like she owned the entire street. She demanded to see his warrant, not his work permit, not his business card, a warrant. Like he was some kind of criminal who had broken into the property instead of a licensed contractor doing honest work. The man did something smart, something that would change both of their lives forever. He pulled out his phone and started recording. What happened next would cost this woman her $100,000 job, destroy her reputation across the entire country, and turn into one of the most talked about Karen incidents of the year. Before we dive deeper into this wild story, let me ask you real quick, where are you watching from right now? Drop your city or country in the comments. And if you have not subscribed to this channel yet, please take a second to hit that subscribe button. It really helps us out, and make sure you never miss stories like this one. All right, let us get back into it. The man in this story is Brandon Stoddard. He is 43 years old and has been running his own contracting business for over 15 years. Brandon grew up in Memphis. He knows the city like the back of his hand. He went to trade school after high school because he was good with his hands and loved building things. He started out working for other people, learning everything he could about construction, renovation, and outdoor projects. By the time he was 28, he had saved enough money to start his own company. Brandon built his business from nothing. He did not have rich parents to help him. He did not have connections in high places. He just worked hard every single day. He woke up early and went to bed late. He treated every customer like family. He showed up on time, did quality work, and never overcharged anyone. Word spread around Memphis that if you needed something fixed or built, Brandon Stoddard was your guy. Over the years, Brandon worked on hundreds of projects. He fixed decks. He built patios. He renovated kitchens. He installed fences. He did everything from small repairs to full backyard transformations. His clients included doctors, lawyers, teachers, and regular working families. People trusted him with their homes, which is one of the most personal things you can trust someone with. On this particular day in Memphis, the sun was shining bright. It was warm outside, the kind of day where you sweat just from standing still. Brandon had been hired by a couple named Charles Guts and Venice Moody to fix their backyard patio. The patio had cracked over the winter and needed serious work. Charles and Venice had found Brandon through a recommendation from a friend. They met with him, liked his professionalism, and hired him on the spot. Brandon arrived at the house that morning around 8. He unloaded his tools from his work truck. He had everything organized and ready to go. He walked around the property to assess the job. The patio was in rough shape, just like the homeowners had described. Brandon knew it would take him most of the day to get it done right. He worked for several hours straight. The sun beat down on him. Sweat dripped down his face. He drank water to stay hydrated. He wore a very large, wide-brimmed, dark floppy sun hat to protect himself from the heat. This hat was his signature piece. Everyone who knew Brandon knew about that hat. It kept the sun out of his eyes and off his neck while he worked. Around noon, Brandon decided to take a break. This is completely normal for any worker. When you do physical labor for hours in the hot sun, you need to rest. Your body needs it. Taking breaks actually helps you work better because you come back refreshed and focused. Brandon had brought a blue folding camping chair with him. He set it up on the grass near where he was working and sat down. Charles and Venice were not home at the time. They had told Brandon he could work at his own pace and that they trusted him completely. They gave him the gate code and said they would check on him later in the afternoon. This is how professional relationships work. When you hire a contractor, you do not need to babysit them every second. You trust them to do their job. So there was Brandon, sitting in his chair, taking a rest he had earned. He was looking at his phone, maybe checking messages or scrolling through the news. He was minding his own business completely. He was...
Dark Chocolate Soul Brother number 1. And I got a question to you Karens and Kevins out there. When will you folks learn we are not our ancestors? Now, you didn't spit on this sister girl, and she beat the brakes off your ass. And you know what? You deserve that shit. You're lucky she didn't put hands, feet, elbows, and knees on your ass. And now you saying, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, no, you are sorry. Because she started romping that ass. And now you on the ground picking yourself up. When are y'all gonna learn? Stop fucking with black people. Stop spitting and putting hands and doing stupid shit like that. We are not our ancestors. There's a whole different game. There's a whole different set of rules. And I'm going to let you know this shit right off the press. I don't feel bad that this woman got her ass whooped. Because spitting on somebody is one of the lowest forms that you can do. Now, if you're going to spit on somebody, trust and believe you best have the fucking mots to knuckle up and defend yourself. Because you're going to get your ass whooped, or at least someone's going to try to beat your ass. But bottom line is, there's just a couple things that you just don't do. And spitting on somebody is one of them that you don't do unless you about that life and you can back it up. But then again, there's always someone bigger and badder. And someone's going to lump your ass the fuck up. So, for this Karen, that's what you get. Don't feel bad. Hell, if I was her, I would have kicked you in your ass. I would have booted you in your ass, and I would have got a nice big fat hot goblet. Boom! And we'll see how that plays out for you, how you like that. See, I see this type of action and behavior, and I'm going, this is an entitlement. You think that you ain't gonna get your ass whooped for doing some shit like that? Psh, that's what you call act right. A healthy dose of it. Anyway, people out there in TikTok land, let me know what you do if somebody spit on you and thought they were just going to walk away. Are you going to handle your business, or are you going to take it like a sucker? And with that being said, I'm your gracious host. I'm the dark one, Dark Chocolate Soul Brother #1, and I'm out. Like, follow, comment, and repost this video.
As you saw, this is something weird, very, very, very embarrassing. The way these people feel like they own all space, like they have to tell you where you are allowed, where you're not allowed. This is something weird, as I always say. And again, guys, I don't know what you think, but me personally, I think these people should be chilled. And I just want to remind people who are watching this video, like in public place, everyone is allowed to be there. You're not allowed to control who is there, who is not there. And if you're scared of people, instead of going to harass them, talking to them, you have to run away from them. But what you do, it's opposite, and you end up acting like offensive, like, oh, they attack you, being a victim and something like that. So yeah, guys, because someone approached you, they just start being rude to you, and when you answer them back, you are the problem. So I think they do this because they are not scared of black people, because they want them to face problems. They want them to be not okay. Of course, at the end of the day, sometimes when police come, they act victim. They're like, oh, he did this and he did that. That's what they want. They want to provoke them, but I love how this time black people are defending themselves. They are not allowing them to disrespect them, to treat them as they used to. Now they are defending themselves, and I'm proud of them. So guys, I don't know what you think. Let me know what you think in a comment. Kindly, if it's your first time to see this channel, subscribe, like, comment, and share. I will see you next one. As always, bye.